Rick, you look at your leadership in the room, and from your standpoint and coaching standpoint, do you try and influence what happens to that standpoint, the chemistry, things like that, or is that up to Pelly, Sestito, those guys?
No, I think when you have good leadership, the room should be left to those guys. And we talk about it a little bit at the beginning of the year, but I think there's just a respect and an admiration for Rod Pelly because of the way he plays and just the person he is. It's tough not to like the guy, but he also. He's not just your friend in there. He holds guys accountable. He said some things on the bench to some guys, and it comes from the heart. So when you got a guy like that, it's pretty easy for everybody else to follow. Obviously, Sestito's been here, and has a history of being a leader on and off the ice. And then McKelvey and Sislo are kind of just junior versions. I really see junior versions of Pelly. They're good people first, and their practice habits. It's pretty tough not to, admire what they do every day.
I've seen Dan Kelly with Mike Sislo not being out there for the home games. Dan Kelly's been getting the A on his chest. What made you make that decision?
Well, again, Dano's a little different story. He was certainly a guy that we considered in that role. He's a little more guy that he's doing more talking in there. Some of it's serious and some of it's not. But again, there's a guy in practice that he brings the same thing every day. And then games, I mean, you get one thing out of him. He may have some nights where his hands are not better than they are on a good night, but his compete, his physical play, his energy, it's contagious. So I think he's an extension of that leadership group. Obviously, Darcy fell into that category as well, but he's going to be out. So it's not just about the guys wearing the letters. I think there's other guys. I mean, you look at what Whitney's seemed to have picked up where he's left off last year, and you get the sense that he the way he's playing, this is his team in a little bit of a way that way too. So I think the leadership group that we have also encourages that as well.
Looking at the success that Syracuse and that affiliation has had the past 2 years, is Wednesday a good gauge of where this team's at?
Yeah, we haven't seen too much of them. Obviously, they're not quite the start that they've had in the last couple of years, but there's no question it's still there. There's a lot of guys that, anytime you win it and then you go to the finals the next year, no matter how much their personnel has changed, there's still a core group of solid guys there, and there's a culture that's been created now. I know they've had a coaching change, but they've all been under, even the coach have been under John Cooper, and it's not. I find it not too ironic that you're seeing Panik and Palat and Gudis and all those guys, Kilhorn, all up in Tampa doing well right now with the Tampa Bay Lightning. So there's no question this is they haven't got off to a great start, but they're certainly still in the mix, and it's going to be a good test for us.